Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of ITN Distribution Reviews. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and we have an awesome show for you tonight. We've got I guess, special guest here is MeeChee Hazen. How you doing, MeeChee?
I'm great. Hey, everybody. How are you doing?
Good. We're going to be talking about the 2017 film, The Immortal Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about this because you had never seen this before, but this is probably my third or fourth time seeing it.
Oh, yeah?
So I've seen it and I just rewatched it. So just so I can be, up to date on it. But I really enjoyed it.
I did too. I really did. It was just a lot better than the last movie I watched I talked to you about, but that's beside the point.
Well, I mean, see, that's the thing. We've watched a few, and some of them are, I think you think are not the greatest, and some of them are a little better than others.
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah. Considering it's low budget on this movie was sort of like a, I don't know, like a very much like an X-Men style movie. With like a little Mortal Kombat thrown in, little Hunger Games, and had a bunch of different stuff. What was your favorite part of this movie?
I like the musical score.
Okay, you like the score of it?
Yeah, I did. And I think they did great with the special effects.
Yeah, actually, the director, Joe, did the special effects. I interviewed him about it, and I believe he was supposed to have somebody else do it, and then they got another gig and weren't able to do it. So he had to do it sort of quickly, and he sort of learned through through trial and error on YouTube tutorials and stuff, which really gives you sort of the glimpse. And I think it has really kind of polished him into doing something like, I think that in itself is amazing, because when you're able to go and do something on your own, that gives you another skill that other people probably would want,
Yeah, exactly. I liked it. And I love the transitions between how the humans were watching everything to going to the actual battleground, the transitions of that, the computerized background to the actual battleground. I liked it. I liked it. So
yeah, definitely, I agree, because that was a lot of fun. I liked, because it has that like Hunger Games style feel where like everybody's watching this thing, the whole world is watching. And so one of my like favorite scenes in that movie was just like that guy that was like, I guess he was in his office watching it when he wasn't supposed to be. So like he got excited, and then he looks around, and then and then later on his boss walks up and is like, "Oh, so she won? Awesome. I was rooting for her." Which,
you watched this too?
Yeah, you watched this too? Yeah. But I was laughing because it made me think, as a filmmaker, was that like filmed later or earlier or something before they even knew who was going to win? Because the guy doesn't even say Tricalypse, Tricalypse won, I like her, didn't point her out. And
it was just said, she won.
She won, So I'm wondering if they were even at one point not even sure who was going to. Well, I think, probably the whole time they thought, again, Tricalypse versus Decay, Tricalypse would probably win.
His boss probably didn't even know how to pronounce her name.
That's right. It took me a while too, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw that name in the IMDb, I was like, whoa, what is that name?
That's kind of a long name.
I know, but it works beautifully. So let's actually talk real quick about the characters. So you're an Eric Roberts fan, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes. So you were excited to see him, were you?
I was like, oh my gosh, it is him.
Oh, did you expect him or not in the movie?
Well, when I saw the trailer real quick, I was like, is that him? And then I watched the movie, I'm like, it is him, me.
Okay. And then Tom Sizemore's in it, but he doesn't really have a huge. He has a relevant part. I liked him in it. Do you remember him in it?
Like I said, I saw him in the trailer, but I
So he was, I believe, if I'm correct, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. He was the one guy that was kind of arguing with the black guy the whole time. Like, you know, he was in the cage and he got taken away, you know, down to the cell block 1, if I'm correct. So he was the guy that was sort of arguing with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, see, it's funny because I never noticed him first when I've seen the movie like 3 times or 4 times, whatever. I never noticed him that it was him, and I don't know why I never noticed him, because now I saw it completely. Maybe because I was mainly looking, you know, because I wanted to see him in it, but his part is so small, you know. But it's sort of an interesting part. Like, he's the one, I believe he's even the one, and people online can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's the one who tells the guy that there's a revolution coming and everything, and that's why he gets basically taken away, because he's not, you know, he's not conforming to their, you know, to what they want. So that's what they say is, like, basically all the people who don't, you know, conform, they go downstairs and they get, you know, basically killed and whatnot, which I think is an interesting way to go about it.
Yeah, they said they kill him slowly. I'm like, well,
it would have been cooler to see him fight or something, you know, have that scene, but especially with the name like Bloodshed. I mean, that was his character name. You don't really even hear it, so it's kind of sad. Then there's Billoburst Jr., who was Seth. Now, Seth was the guy, he's also a very small role.
The goddess's brother.
Yes. And the one basically that, she killed in order to stay alive. And but he's only in it for like 5 minutes or less, you know, which was sort of also another thing of like, oh, well, this kind of sucks. But I think if I'm correct, he might make a cameo appearance in the second one, and I don't think he's in the third, but he's also in the Immortal Legends. He has a small little thing, and I think they filmed that during Immortal Wars Resurgence. I'm pretty sure, and it would be cool to get like more of a backstory on his character, because he really didn't get.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a development.
No, you just knew who he was, and you knew, like, you had to know, like, this girl was, like, you know, meant business, basically, which is what, you know. And then Sean Gerardo, I think, also produced the movies and whatnot. He was the producer on the first one. Don't know if he produced any of the other ones or anything, but he played Chris Fresno, and I'm guessing that was the kind of announcer guy that was talking and everything.
Yeah, that was
yeah, he was really good. And then Jackie, oh god, so Jackie's gonna get mad at me because I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I'm gonna probably fuck up her name. Jackie Gerhardy. I'll probably interview her at some point and make sure I get it right the next time. She plays Tricalypse, so her last name is also a little hard to pronounce, you know, as well as the name. And I really dug her.
I did. She was very mysterious. It's like, what more can she do? Why is she holding back? You know.
Well, she was holding back because she didn't want to kill any of the people because.
Well, yeah, but I didn't want her to hold back.
Oh, I know. Nobody wants her to hold back, of course, but she's going to, because she's, you know, got a heart, and she does not want to kill anybody.
It's like, come on, Jackie, bring it next time.
Wait till you see Resurgence.
I told you I'm going to watch it this week, so.
All right, and then there's Taylor Kilgore, who I love, and I'm also friends with on Facebook. She plays Eero. Actually, I became friends with a lot of these actors because of this movie. So
nice.
Yeah. She plays Eero, and I loved Eero. I thought she was so sweet, and you know.
Very informative.
Sad that she had to face decay. Played by Lindsay Cruz. Lindsay Cruz did such a great job. Played Decay, because like the whole time. Like there's this one point where I thought she was gonna kill the dude, like in his cell or whatever.
I thought so too.
I was like, where's this going? She's turning around. She's walking back
Mhm.
over there. Does she kill the guy? No,
Don't call her
doesn't.
names.
Yep. But she was pissed, and
Mhm.
stuff. And because I was wondering, like, I'm guessing they took away their powers when they're in the cells, right? When the cells are made so you can't, So I'm wondering if she could still
Yeah.
use her powers when she's not in the, like I wonder why. So
The
that's
UV
that's a
light.
question. Like why? So they force them to play, but then when they come to grab them again, why doesn't they just use their powers and just try to escape?
Something about the UV light weakens them.
Well, I'm just wondering if there was if there was like sort of like a loophole of like they could have attacked them when they weren't because they battle each other, so they have to
Mhm.
use their powers.
Mhm.
So when they're done with the battle, it's not like they put the UV light right on them or
Mhm.
anything, do they? I don't
Well,
know.
it is a controlled environment, so it's like at any moment. Remember, he turned from day to night when I
Oh, that's true.
when Iroh and Decay were fighting. Remember,
Yeah.
so it is a
Yeah.
controlled environment, so they can control that environment anytime and suppress their powers. Is what I'm assuming. That's
Okay,
why
well
they
there you
can
go. So
overpower everybody.
you're figuring this out more than I am. I like that though. Thought that was pretty cool. Mark Justice plays Blackout. I'm guessing that was the dude with the band around his eyes
Yeah,
and everything. And I
the
thought that
whole
was pretty cool.
yeah.
You know.
I was like, I was expecting some type of Gambit type,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know. And then when they showed what he could do, I was like, that was pretty cool.
yeah. He was pretty awesome. He came at the end too. Like they made him into a puppet
Hmm.
thing, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
There's so many characters. I'm not going to get into all of them. But the other ones that are very, we need to like touch base on is we definitely need to talk about the main villainess who's supposed to be a, I guess when you watch Resurgence, you'll see them battle. Is I'm trying to okay, Nyx
Nyx
Moros
Moros.
is played by Tori Emlock.
Hmm.
And Tori did, like in my only problem with it is just like she's just sitting down most of the time, so like you don't really get much of a gauge of like, and she's just waiting for her turn to fight at the end. And so I'm just like it kind of sucks because I feel like if we got more of her backstory but I mean of course that would make the movie way too long and
Hmm.
stuff, but if we got a little bit more of her backstory or something, like I could have cared a little bit more, or whatever. But right then I was just waiting, and I guess she's like the final villain, the master you have to fight at the end, because this movie is very much like a video game, like there's
Hmm.
different levels. It's sort of like Mortal Kombat in the sense like there's different places that you fight at, or Street Fighter or any of those games where
Hmm.
there's different places and they try to make it look,
Yeah,
like
like the 10 different sectors going at each other, you know.
right. But then they have them fight at these different places,
Mm.
right? And like there's like maybe fire at one area, and then, whatever,
Rain. Hmm.
rain, different
Yeah.
things. As you said, it's a controlled environment, so all of the places that they're going to aren't real.
Hmm.
They're just like this, the place that they're able to kind of control. So
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like, but yeah, she's the final villain, that, and so it starts out, and you're like, oh, they're about to fight, and you're just like, okay. And then all of a sudden they're like, to be continued.
Yeah.
While all the while, did you notice what was going on?
Yeah,
Wow.
that group.
Yeah. Do you know what
And
that group was doing?
it looks like they were healing.
They were bringing back the dead, the
Yeah,
people that
and
died.
the the symbol that showed up on that chick's computer looked like an owl with something or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it looked
So
like there was a revolution rising.
just like he said, there's a revolution coming, brother, and that was the interesting thing is like the people that were the humans, I guess, that were sort of like, prisoning these people, these deviants. And we forgot to mention that that's what the mutant kind of characters are called. They're, instead of mutants,
Deviants,
which is an X-Men term, this is deviants, which is its own term. And I thought that's pretty neat. I mean, to take something that we all know about X-Men, we all know about mutants, and turning it into sort of like a different thing, or whatever. When I was thinking about it, I was thinking of not just Mortal Kombat, but there was a video game of X-Men. I don't know if it was X-Men versus Street Fighter. No, they did that at one point. But there's also, I believe, like X-Men, video game where you got to fight each other and stuff too, if I'm correct. Might have been the X-Men versus Street Fighter. But yeah, Capcom did like arcade games where you could, where you could play as Wolverine. And so I was thinking that
was like Street Fighter and X-Men.
Yeah, right. And so I thought that was pretty cool. You used to play it, you used to fight
in the actual arcade.
Right? That don't seem to exist anymore.
I would skip school just to go play at the arcade.
Don't let your teachers find that out.
Oh, they didn't care.
Oh, they didn't care? Oh.
No.
That sounds like school teachers these days.
It was California.
Oh, okay. They're just, that actually probably made it easier on them at that point. They're like, oh, she's not here. It's okay. We'll just give her a 0 for the day.
There was a group of us. Oh, we all passed anyway, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, as long as you guys passed, I guess it doesn't matter. So anyway, the point is that, that this sort of was like a video game. I know I interviewed Joe, and I know he's thinking of kind of having a Mortal Kombat style app at some point, video game, to continue this saga, and stuff. So that would be pretty cool. I would love to see like more, and that's the thing I really like about this movie is it does sort of bring it. So the universe that is created from this is called the Ravage Reign universe. And the Ravage Reign universe is just all of us. The Vanquishers is a group of comics that they mention in the first Immortal Wars, the Vanquishers and stuff. Which
the guy, and they were in the van.
Yeah,
and he was like, "You're a Vanquisher."
Yeah, so that that is a part of the series of books, or comic books. Okay. So I believe it was an online comic, and I'm not sure if it's still online, if you can actually still see it online, or if you have to buy it or whatnot. But if you go to carcassstudios.com, which I'll leave a link at the bottom.
Okay.
You guys can go see this stuff and check out all the stuff that they have there. Which I think is amazing. It's sort of what I like and what I'm doing too. So like I dig this stuff. I get really into it. I want to see more Immortal Wars. Like Rebirth, the newest one, is coming out July 15th. Not coming out. Like it's gonna have its screening on July 15th. And then after that, I'm sure it'll come out on DVD either in the fall or early next year, would be my guess. And then probably through ITN, same company that put the first two out.
Cool.
So hopefully, I was feeling that you and I are going to do a review of the second one at some point. So
just let me know, because I have a question. I don't understand why he did it.
What did you do?
When he served the drinks at the end.
Oh, okay. There you go. So I guess you'll see. I don't remember. Like, it's been a while since I've seen the second one. Did
you watch the end credits?
I did. I saw Decay open her eyes. So she's back.
I was like, yeah.
Do you really like that? I think
like
that's
Decay.
You like Decay?
I do. I like her. I like her character. I like what she could do, and I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I like what?
Tricalypse.
Yeah, Tricalypse. Also, and I want to see what more she can do, and I want to see what more Decay can do.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's like they're the exact opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting against each other,
Yeah.
or whatever. So Decay is a great villain. She's actually got her own web series coming up. It's so they've actually, I think, if I'm correct, they filmed it, but they haven't released it yet. And I don't know if it's like, I think it's an editing stage. It's called Decay's Paradox. And it is going to be like Decay and her brother Paradox and their story,
Okay.
So it's a little, explores a little bit before, I think, before the civil battles, which is what we saw,
Right. Right.
everything. So it's going to be before that or whatnot. I think the only there's the Immortal Wars, which is like the Hunger Games, thing. There's the civil battles, and then there's like Dominion's like championship or something, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
supposed to be, which I don't know. Like it'll be fun to see the final one because I think Rebirth, the third one, does not actually. I think it takes place simultaneously with either it's like a flashback or it takes place simultaneously with with what happens in the second one, Resurgence. So it's not like a sequel to Resurgence, if I'm correct.
Oh, okay. Because I watched those little clips, that link you sent to me.
Yeah. So did you have any other questions or anything? Like maybe I can answer. I don't know.
No.
No. Okay.
Not at the moment. So. Huh?
What were your notes about? You said you had little notes or something. Did we cover it all?
Yeah, I was just keeping notes for myself. Like there's 10 sectors, a few humans, US is the largest, they're deviants. And it's like, why were they blamed for what happened to the planet? They say it was either Ukrainians with the virus or the US with the nukes, but somehow the deviants were getting blamed for it, but it doesn't go into detail about that.
It doesn't. And I think there is a little bit more story behind that, that maybe gets more explained in future stuff, but really I don't because they did not mention why nobody likes deviants, but it's sort of the same as nobody likes mutants in the Marvel world, because they're different than us. So
but
it sort of goes to that.
Deviants working for them during the Dominion battle.
It's true.
Working with the guards.
Yeah, that's why like they have that conversation. Like you should be on the right side of the, side of the group.
Just like humans are choosing to be with deviants, deviants are choosing to be with humans. It's like who's trying to be with the better, side.
I don't know. It's interesting. I would love, I'd love to see more stuff with this for sure. My only like sadness to this whole thing is like talking to Joe, who made up Joe Luan, a great guy. He said after 4, he's done with like the movies, but he's not done with like, of course, if they do like a video game or they do comics or a web series, like they'll keep it going with that. But like he's done making the movies, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm one of those guys that likes to keep seeing things go and go. Like I love the Halloween series because there's like 20 of them, things like that. Well, it's like a little over 10, but
Yeah, I like that with the aliens and Freddy Krueger, and Predator movies and stuff. So
yeah, I want to see them continue. Like I don't want to see, and then I want to see them verse each other and everything. And so I was really, impressed by this movie, especially on a low budget.
Oh yeah, me too. I was like, wow.
I think there are going to be some people who go into this movie without like thinking about the low budgetness of it and think, wow, this wasn't great because it looked low budget, you know? And my take on it is like, look, I mean, they had special effects that were amazing. They had a cohesive storyline, you know. There might be questions that you're gonna ask, but like I'm guessing all of those are gonna be explained in the sequels and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those movies where I think there's just so much going on in it that it sort of works out, you know.
Yeah, it's like you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It's like when you were younger, you had to make your greeting cards. You know what I mean? And as you got older and got more money, you could buy the cards. And that's just how it is with low budget filming. You start off low, but the more you get, the better you can be at until eventually, hey, it's just getting handed to you. You know?
Right. Hopefully that's. I mean, I know. So in 2017, they got this one made. 2018, I believe, is when Resurgence got made. They were supposed to release Rebirth in 2020, but unfortunately, because of COVID, a lot of crap, they didn't really. I mean, because it would have been a pain to find a theater to host it at. And they wanted to have a real like screening with all the cast and crew and do a real thing for it, you know, because it deserves it, you know.
All right, so yeah, 2017 Immortal Wars, Resurgence in 2019, and then there's Rebirth in 2020. So there's 3.
Yeah. So Rebirth will actually be 2021 because it'll be coming right out. I don't know if they haven't updated the IMDb. And then 2020, like late 2022 is when Redemption will be, because they're going to start filming that, I believe, in the fall.
Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Rebirth, adding to my watch list.
There you go.
Gotcha.
See that, Joe? You got yourself another fan, which is great and fantastic that everybody makes this and puts this out and, you know, gets it out there, because that, like, for me, that's what independent filmmaking is getting stuff out and, you know, trying your hardest and doing well with it, you know. Once again, you know, there might be story issues, but like I said, a lot of that seems to be like things that are going to be explained later and not anything that's, you know, hard to figure out. So that being said, was there anything you didn't like? Was there any kind of characters or any kind of things you didn't like? I don't usually like asking this because it's sort of
the over dramatization of decay.
Why do you say that? You think she was too over dramatic?
Well, when the guy called her name, I mean, that scene just took way too long.
I liked it though. That was my part. That was the part I loved, because
once it hit her and she turns around, that was just like, you know, okay, I get it. She was just like kneeling over it, you know, but it was just, I don't know, maybe it was just me. It was just like way too long. And then wait a minute, I don't like that.
Well, it's funny because when I watched that, the first thing I could think of is, okay, this is a trailer moment right there with her like turning and everything and stuff. I was like, that's a cool like look for a trailer, you know, or whatever, see like a clip. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought, you know what, I like that. You know, because the whole time I kept thinking, what is she gonna do? And there's that suspense and stuff, and it was like killing me. Like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna kill this guy? And then she just literally just tells him, basically, it's basically it's everybody's got to fight to survive. You know, which like the theme of the movie, which is the theme of the movie in a way. Like, you know, if you like, it's that line of like, if you had to fight, just, you know, and stuff, would you? You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah. Well, she definitely wanted to fight, but it just took her a while to turn around.
I don't know. See, that's the funny thing. Is like that bothered you, but not that. The only thing that bothered me is that there was a couple characters that I felt like I didn't get to know, but I got to know their name and whatever, but I didn't get to.
Tank and the little girl.
The Tank and the little girl. I love Tank and the little girl. Yeah, what's her name? The little girl. God dang.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
oh my goodness, that's so
Open
funny
my
that
IMDb.
I am now. Carly.
Oh,
So
okay.
Carly and Tank, and like I just thought that was the cutest thing. I was like, are they father and daughter? Or are they like
Yeah, because she calls him
family?
Tank.
Yeah, she calls him Tank. So are they just connected? Like, because like they work together, but like I think
Mhm.
she wasn't controlling him or anything. So it's
No,
like, how does that work? But it was interesting. They're
yeah.
in resurgence. I don't remember like, oops, spoiler alert. But it, it's interesting.
Mhm.
What sort of, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I'm seeing a lot of the characters here on IMDb, and I'm like, I don't remember that person.
But see, that's the thing. There's so many characters. That's the only thing I have a problem with, is that there's so many characters, and some of them I don't even think they said their name. So
You know
like,
what? I think it's because remember at the beginning before they got into like showing Eric Roberts and everything and where he's at, they were showing the previous fights and the previous winners.
yeah,
I think those extra characters are the ones that lost that we didn't really get to see. But they're like so and so versus so and so.
which
You
would
know.
be interesting if they explored that in a background in another movie or so,
Mm-hmm.
or a series. Like that's the beauty of what we can do now. We have the power to make television series for the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, very simple. So
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad we got a fan now, and now you can go watch more movies from Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I would also recommend Telephobia 1 through 3 and Rust 1 through 3. So
Oh, I saw Telephobia. I don't think remember seeing Rust, but
Rust may not be on Tubi, but
okay.
I'm not sure. It might be on like Amazon Prime or something. I don't know, but
Okay.
it's out. It's available. I have it on. I have it on DVD, but I think Joe is supposed to sometimes send me like the Blu-rays of them so that I can see them better, because that would be another complaint that I have is Tubi just doesn't look that great, but it's compressed,
Okay.
so
Wait,
a lot darker than it should be, and I
is
think
it
if you saw the Blu-ray, it'll look better.
is it this one? Yeah, it is. It's Joe Lujan. So it was at I don't know if you could see that.
A Telephobia?
At Telephobia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's his movie, and I don't know if Rust is on Tubi. I do not think so.
Okay. Because
I'll
I'm
look.
I'm adding both of those.
Actually, Rust
It
is.
is.
The
It
first one
is.
is. I don't know if the second or. Okay. Well, there you go. So, Joe, you've got a few movies on. Yeah, he's got the Immortal Wars 1 and 2, a
Mm-hmm.
Telephobia 1 and 2, and Rust.
Yeah, and I have
Um,
all of those on my list or watch list. So.
Nice. Well, hopefully you'll see them all, and Joe can have another fan.
Well,
Which
he got one just from this one movie, so.
Yeah, exactly, because you just want to know what's going on, and
I
that's the beauty of
do.
this thing is like it kind of leaves you going, oh, I want more.
You can't leave
Um,
me hanging like that, Joe.
I think it'd be fun. Like I would love at one point to watch all three of them, all three of the Immortal Wars, and maybe even the fourth one when that comes out, all like back to back to back, because I'm feeling like that's sort of like they're connected enough. Well, where you can watch them back to back, and
Or it could be like a Marvel where you have to watch them in a certain order.
yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's probably also maybe what it is too, or at least for the third one, Rebirth, because I think it's
Mm,
sort of a different, it's in different order. So
different timeline.
yeah, but I don't know. I just want to see all of them, because I want to see all of his movies at all the time. He's created a crazy, and he's got other like series and other things that take place in the Ravage Reign universe that's not connected to the Immortal Wars, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
cool as hell. So there you go.
Cool beans.
Well, thank you so much, MeeChee, for being my special guest today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for checking this out. Check out sickflickproductions.com, indiefilmcafe.podbean.com, indiefilmcafe.reviews. And if you want to throw us a buck and help us out with our Patreon, we do like a Patreon only podcast at the end of the month. And you guys can hear that even just for $1. That goes to everybody. So it's at patreon.com/Indie Film Cafe. And check us out. Also, Indie Film Cafe is on TikTok. So is MeeChee. MeeChee's on TikTok too. So
I have stupid bug video stories.
oh, well, yeah. So she, but yeah, I know you're on TikTok because you like all our videos and comment and stuff.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So if you want to be like MeeChee, that should be a T-shirt. If you want to be like MeeChee, right? Check out our TikTok. It's just at Indie Film Cafe, or check out our Instagram at Indie Film Cafe. We used to have a Twitter, but it got in trouble. I guess I don't know. It was a pain in the ass. I don't
It's
like
Twitter.
I only like Twitter for my own personal one. So but thank you guys for checking this out. Enjoy us. We'll be back with a new ITN one on the first Thursday and the third Thursday of every month. So join us for that. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of ITN Distribution reviews. All right, it's kind of a hard thing to say. Let me start over. Hey everybody, and welcome to ITN Studio. This is going to be good outtakes right now. Hold on. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of ITN Distribution. God, fuck.